What's up, you guys? Welcome to my One Piece video rant series. And this is probably the first video in that series. I want to talk about Wano. And I want to talk about some disappointments in Wano. There's been a lot of hype for it. A lot of people have been saying that this is supposed to be the arc where shit goes down, where shit hits the fan, where shit basically gets done. And Big Mom's arc just wasn't hitting it, you know? There was some interesting points in Big Mom's arc, but mostly those were Luffy's fights, and those were the moments Big Mom made her appearance. And I think the highlight of the entire arc was Luffy versus Katakuri, and that was what everyone was looking forward to. But Wano is supposed to be just the overall arc where shit is just really hype, where shit is just lit all around. And I'm just disappointed in Zoro's fights so far for Wano. I'm disappointed in Zoro's fights so far for the New World. And don't get me wrong, Zoro is a very powerful character, and a lot of his fights are amazing. But I think the disappointment with Zoro in the New World is that a lot of his fights end too quickly. A lot of his fights have no difficulty in them. And I'm not sure if that's just simply a testament of how strong Zoro is, that he can end these fights relatively quickly and relatively easy without any difficulty either. But it's disappointing because we see Luffy go through these fights in the New World against Doflamingo, against Cracker, against Katakuri, against all these very powerful characters, and he has these high difficulty fights. He's pulling out all the stops, and everybody's just been hyping up Wano to be the land of the samurai, the land of swordsmen. This is where Zoro, if he is ever to get his highlight time, if he is ever to truly spread his wings, this is supposed to be the place. This is supposed to be where he truly gets to show off his swordsmanship skills against other samurai. And so far in the last chapter that I've been reading, he took out an assassin that was wielding a pair of sickles easily, and the Bridge Mountain Bandit that was attacking him, there wasn't really any serious fight between them. And it seems like Zoro could easily take that guy out as well. And so far, Zoro's fights have been relatively quick, and they've been relatively low difficulty. I mean, Pika was low difficulty. That assassin, low difficulty. Hody, Jones, low difficulty. Everybody Zoro's been fighting in the New World so far has been low diff. And Sanji has even had his time to shine in Big Mom's arc. Sanji has had several fights in Big Mom's arc. And this is supposed to be Zoro's time to shine. This is supposed to be where Zoro can show off his swordsmanship skills. Now, you know, there's still a lot of Wano to go. There's still a lot of fights to go. For all we know, Zoro might fight Orochi himself. For all we know, Zoro might fight King. I'm thinking it's going to be Zoro versus King. Who knows? I mean, everybody keeps saying the monster trio fights the three strongest, but I think we're beyond that monster trio versus the three strongest characters in the arc type of formula that used to be the plot, or used to be the it used to be the plot formula back then, pre-time skip. Post-time skip, we're following a whole different formula now. I'm thinking what would be an interesting fight to see is Zoro versus Lord Orochi, as well as Zoro versus Shootenmaru. Now, I know Shootenmaru is a potential ally, but I would like to see Shootenmaru show off his swordsmanship skills that make Kaido so eager to have him as subordinate against Zoro. I want to see those two go head to head in a swordsmanship competition. I mean, Shootenmaru seemed really capable. He cut through Jack's swords, and he was giving Jack a difficult time. And I think against Zoro, it'd just be interesting. It would give Zoro that mid to high difficulty fight that we all want to see. And I would like to see Zoro actually push himself, actually pull out different techniques. We haven't really seen, or at least in my opinion, there hasn't really been a good fight for Zoro since that CP9 arc, since he was fighting the giraffe guy, there hasn't really been a fight where he's pulled out all the stops, like really every single technique out of his ass. There hasn't been that, and I'm still waiting for that. As for Kaido, I feel like Kaido should make a few more appearances in Wano. In this arc, he should make a few more appearances. Lord Orochi, his debut and his appearance in the manga is... I mean, I'm disappointed with Lord Orochi's character design, but his appearance and how they went about it was pretty interesting, and how Lord Orochi is portrayed is pretty interesting. The dude doesn't give a shit about the world government. He doesn't give a shit about CP0, and he's pretty arrogant and cocky and believes that Wano is pretty much invincible. With Kaido's help, Wano is invincible, and I like that about Lord Orochi. I like his devil fruit. I like how he manifests it. I like how he uses it. We still don't know the full abilities of his Zoan Devil Fruit, or his mythical Zoan Devil Fruit so far. But I like to see a little bit of Kaido, and I like to see a little bit more of Kaido and Lord Orochi interacting. I like to see a bit more of the calamities or the disasters. We've seen Jack a fair bit versus, Duke Inarashi and Nekomamushi. We've seen him fight both of them. We've seen him try to rescue Doflamingo. We've seen enough about Jack where that dude is a pretty formidable guy. We've seen a bit of King. We've seen that King is strong enough to repel Big Mom's crew and knock them back from Wano. And we're just now starting to see Queen. And I'm disappointed in Queen so far. I mean, he hasn't fought Luffy yet, but I'm disappointed in the portrayal so far. I mean, I've had the impression for Kaido's crew that they're straight to the point, that they get shit done. And that has been the case with Jack. That has been the case with King. That has been the case with Kaido. But I just don't see that with Queen. With Queen, he wants to put on a performance. He wants to put on a show. He wants to entertain people. And talking about how he could be attractive and muscular and all this stuff for the women. No one cares about that, man. Like, no one cares about that. We just saw Luffy beat Katakuri. Well, I argue that he stalemated with Katakuri, but people will argue he beat Katakuri. So, let's just go with the general opinion here. Luffy beat Katakuri. Luffy was able to go toe-to-toe with Katakuri and come out on top. Why would you try to play games with a character like that? Why would you try to make it an entertainment show? Why would you take off his sea stone handcuffs that you have on him? Why would you do that? Why don't you just go in there full force and just take this guy out? I know Kaido said he wants Luffy and Eustace Kid as a subordinate, but Eustace is gone. Eustace has escaped the prison. Like, he's left the building. He's still somewhere on Wano plotting his revenge, but best believe Luffy's not going to bend and buckle and become a subordinate no matter what they do. And you would think at this point, you would think after all the newspaper reports, after everything that they've read about Luffy from pre-time skip to now, that they would understand, maybe we shouldn't sleep on this guy. I mean, look what he did to Doflamingo. Look what he did to everybody else. Look what he did in Big Mom's territory. I mean, I don't know if they were thinking, Big Mom's territory is different from ours. We're Wano. And we got Kaido on our side. Kaido isn't Big Mom. Kaido isn't after sweets. Kaido can't be reasoned with. You go against Kaido, you're going to feel the full wrath of that guy. But they're making similar mistakes. At least Queen is. And a lot of people are saying Queen has like some Scorpion, Devil Fruit ability. But in my opinion, I think it's laughable at this point. I think it's laughable that some people try to predict some of the things that are going to happen in the plot as far as One Piece and as far as Devil Fruit abilities. It's laughable in my opinion because we had people on the internet creating Kaido, Ogre, Mythical Zone, Devil Fruit artwork and all this other shit and Typhon and Chimeras. everybody was leaning one way, and Oda just fucking sidewinded us with a fucking dragon. Just a straight up fucking dragon. Kaido's a dragon. There's nothing else to it. He's not Typhon. This nigga isn't a fucking ogre. He's a freaking dragon. And people are saying, at least on the internet, some theories, Queen is a scorpion. Queen has a scorpion devil fruit. Queen has like a poison or a toxin that explains Queen the Plague. But as we've seen with King, the fire, the dude can turn into a pterodactyl or a pteropod or something. And it's just, I think we should stop trying to make sense of these things. If anything, I'm willing to argue Queen might be a triceratops for all we fucking know. We see that everybody so far in Wano arc that is of a significant power level has a dragon Zoan devil fruit. Orochi, dragon Zoan devil fruit. Kaido, a dragon Zoan devil fruit. Drake, his devil fruit goes in the Ryu model. And page 1, his Zoan devil fruit falls into the same dragon model class. So, and King, his Zoan devil fruit falls in the same dragon model class. So for all we know, for all we really know, Queen could be a triceratops and that would fall into the dragon class as well. I think we should just stop trying to predict Zoan devil fruits as far as we know. I'm still surprised because every time I look up Kaido now, I still see like the ogre pictures and the ogre artwork, and I still see the Typhon artwork of Kaido, and theories that Kaido was Typhon and everything like that. Don't get me wrong, some of the theories were really well plotted and well planned out and had a lot of things going for it, but now in hindsight, some of these theories are ridiculous. Like how people were saying that Obito was all these other different people, and you know, there's no way Obito could be Toby, and like, everybody was having different ideas of who Toby really was, and this whole time it was just fucking Obito. And that's why I'm feeling for One Piece and Kaido. Everybody was coming up with 101 different theories of what the fuck Kaido was and why, and then we find out that this nigga was a fucking dragon the whole fucking time. He was a fucking dragon. Like, I don't know what to say about that. This is my first One Piece rant video. What do you guys think? What do you guys want to talk about with One Piece? What are you guys disappointed in? What do you want to hear a rant on as far as the One Piece series is concerned? Bye.